Here is the E3 Sports Plus and Collision. At 3:16 and 21. Flag, North green light on the SMS replay.
Sorry. Turbines take time. Darn with the fire extinguisher.
6.17, 256 feet, and 17 for Jeremy Graham. Put him in the number 6 spot.
Shoot.
I was paying attention.
This was Friday night's winner, right, Rose? Owens, Rose, right?
Any New Holland fans here tonight?
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Let's Grow Pulling Live. It's Monday night after the Pullers Championship. And if we think we're tired, the California guys are still on their way home. John Bohr commented in the comments when I showed a video of Jared's tractor, the Swiss. I keep calling it Swiss Miss, and everybody keeps hammering me on the internet on it because I still have that. And that night we had him on the show, we have the Swiss Miss thing in there, if you guys remember talking about that. So welcome, everybody. We pulled it off. We got the Pullers Championship in. Yeah, we thought the crowd would be a little bigger, but I think for a first-year event, I think we got it off. Pullers are very happy. We have a great facility, and we will be back next year, and we are pumped. And I know Yarn put the surveys out today, so we've asked all the people that did the live stream, we've asked all the people that were there and all the pullers as well to tell us, give us your honest feedback on the event, because that's the only way we can get better. And we do want to apologize for the live stream shutting off at 11 on Friday night. I know a couple people want to kill my kids because of that. I have a couple messages on Facebook I'm saving for the attorney, just in case anybody tries to hunt me down. But all in all, it was a very successful weekend and kind of a big sigh of relief. I mean, if anybody's ever promoted a pull before, you get all amped up and you're crazy, go. And I feel like we've been talking about this forever. And then we got the national. We're like, holy crap, this is really happening. And I'm telling you, Saturday night, the good Lord wanted us to have a pull, because if you look south, east, west, or north, there was lightning all the way around the Nashville area, and we're beyond just glad we got it in. Just glad we got it in. That was a brand new motor for the Bulls, destroyed an old one at Louisville, because that thing belched and farted at the same time. So that was not good at all. And Adam's pumped for 2023. So welcome to Let's Grow Pulling. My name's Jason Schultz, Paul Romack, Big Rye, Kenzie.
Hi.
Yeah, so I forgot about Kenzie. So I might forget about you.
There's a girl on the screen.
And then Mr. Cody Vanderholm. Brent Yarn is probably sleeping or probably filling out a survey or backing up the website or whatever that little animal does. Leroy's probably taking care of one of his babies and or making more babies. What was his joke? Something about he took a chance on a couch and had a kid. Did he say that joke, I think, Friday night? So Paul looks like he's going to fall asleep at the computer.
No,
and you should be. But anyway, here we go. Let's talk about it, guys. Yeah, okay. Brad says cut off at midnight for us East Coasters, which is maybe a good thing. But in all seriousness, Ryan edited that back on there. So if you bought the live stream, you can watch it up to a year. And for $20 to live stream that event is awesome. And a couple people say, why do you charge more for a live stream than a regular thing? We have about $4 to $5 in fees, I think, per video that we got to pay the live streaming service. So that's why that's there. And it's still an amazing deal for a pull of this caliber. I don't know if there's any live streams, honestly, that cheap, guys. So around, I feel like
not that I've seen.
Okay. And then Jason says probably didn't help that it cut out for people after 5 hours of drinking. Yeah, no, they're a little more vocal, Jason, with the emojis. A lot of the orange face emojis I can show you our inbox. But I would say within 5 minutes, we had it flipped over to Facebook and we were trying to jam it out all the single way. So, Paul, let's talk about the Pullers Championship. Again, we're really going to try to keep this show to an hour every Monday night. Treat it like a legit broadcast because we know we're an hour ahead on the East Coast. And we just want to do that because all we do is ramble on at the end anyway. So, Paul, let's give us you're the one closest to the Holzhauer track. Did a lot of the stuff running around down there. What's the buzz around the Nashville area? What are you hearing? What are you feeling? What are you seeing? I know you were down there today.
Yeah. So the biggest thing is that we've got a lot of positive messages from the fans in the area for bringing in classes that they don't normally see. Generally, when we have an event down there, it is a lot of smoke classes. We have never had mods on that track other than Steve Bunnage made a test pass a couple of years ago. We've never had semis there. We've never had super stock diesel trucks, never had super stock diesel tractors. And that's all stuff that, everybody around here likes to watch on TV, and they don't really get a chance to see that. You have to go to your bigger shows or, have to drive a little bit. And these people absolutely love the fact that we brought these in here. One of the coolest things was Friday night, we had some little difficulties. Laser gave us some trouble. And it was something stupid that we found Saturday. And so we got that taken care of, but it stretched the show out a little bit on Friday. And people stayed because the semis, of course, were last. We've got most of the weights in the box, and the people stayed. Saturday night, it was the same thing, and there's lightning all around. And I'm watching the radar, I'm on the line, and I'm staring at my phone, going, "Is this going to work? Is this going to work?" Because I didn't think it was going to happen. I thought, "Oh no, we're going to get stopped right before the mods run or during the mods." And when after the track on the side that on the grandstand side, we had the mods had run on it, and the semi guy said, "Hey, can we maybe move over to this other track? It seems to be a little bit harder. We're afraid if we start hopping, we're going to break stuff." We're like, "Absolutely, let's do it. Let's move it over there." We had a exhibition pass in there that Jaegers, I believe it was, wanted Van Hazley to make a pass down the track in their truck just to see if they could get some bugs.
He got it down the track, didn't he, Paul?
Yes, he did. You could tell. I was standing on the line with those guys, and Van, it's hard to jump into somebody's vehicle and just go because you never know what's going to happen. Van's first one, he tried to bring it off the line a little bit light, and they were standing right beside me, and I think it was Jeremy told his boy or something, run up there and said, "Tell Van he's not going to break it." And so he did. He went up there and he came out a lot harder. He made the pass, and so we moved the semis over there. And of course, it's a little after 11. And if you looked up, Brent Yarn was standing right next to me. If you looked up, everybody in the stands was standing up and had their phones out. I mean, they were waiting for these semis to make passes, and they did not disappoint. We didn't have a whole lot of semis, but the ones that were there were awesome. Great group of guys. So just being able to see some of those classes that they don't normally see down here, it was just great for everybody. And my biggest takeaway from the weekend was how the pullers supported each other. We saw it time and time again. I stayed pretty busy in the shop, helping guys, just saying, "Here's the tools that you need," and stuff like that. Those guys from California, I don't know how many vehicles they had their hands on. If there was something that needed to be done, they're like, "Can we help you? What can we do?" They took Gene. Had it not been for the California guys, and I think his name was John. He come in there and he's like, "You need something welded? Let me know." TIG welded. Gene needed some tabs welded onto his new intercooler. Gene Dunn actually picked up an intercooler on the way to the hook, knowing that the one that he had in the truck was leaking. Brought it in the shop. We had to find a TIG welder. We had to find argon. We had to find rods. We got everything together, and then the cup broke on the torch for the TIG welder. They loaded everything up, went out to the Kazuzik farm, which is just about 3 miles outside of Nashville. And they were having a little trouble with the welder because that stuff is so heavy that the welder was not really set up for that, but they still got it done. And they got Gene on the track with Twisted Kitty. Those guys, they were everywhere. And it was not just them. There was other pullers. Ryan DeBrew put out a fantastic post about helping the guys on the Executioner get their stuff together and how he taught his boy what it means, because his son asked him, "Dad, why are you helping guys that you compete with?" And he's like, "On the track, we compete." But he said, "Off the track, we do everything we possibly can to help them get to the track. Because if you don't have competition, there's nothing to win. There's nobody to beat or to compete with." And just seeing that time and time again, how the pullers come together and they help each other, that was one of the best things that I saw all weekend.
Here's that post. I think Bruce posted or shared it to Beer Money, or maybe the Pullers Championship. But here's that article he's talking about, and I just put the link to Planet Fire Facebook page in the link. So click on that, go like his page, and then give this a quick read. I don't want to, but you'll see what they talked about. Right, basically what Paul just kind of did an overview of, but pretty neat that they did that for them. So,
yep.
The one thing I wanted to say too, while you were yakking, Paul, was Charles had made a mention when Jaeger's truck went down the track Saturday night. I was walking back to get my tractor rings. I thought the rain was coming, and I didn't want anybody else loading it. And I heard Charles say the team really needed that. So I'm assuming that's a newer truck for Jeremy, or
Yes.
Does anybody know?
Yes, that is pretty much a brand new truck for them. They've been fighting some gremlins on it, and they just weren't sure. And they, how many times has Van Hazley been down the track in a super stock diesel truck? They said, "Van, will you see if you can make a hit on this thing?" and we did that with a couple of different people. There was some that just said, "Hey, can we take another shot at the end of the night?" And we're like, "Absolutely."
Well, Jerry Zweibauer is Trav Schlabaugh's right-hand man, always with them. Trav is not going to be in Hutchinson, Minnesota, June 17th and 18th. I think they have a wedding, right, Roos? Does that sound right?
That sounds right.
So he's not going to be there. So he's given the Grand National Diesel Superstock champion tractor, hey, buddy, I know you've always been around it, spray and ether. Why don't you just go drive it at a Grand National hook? So they wanted to get him. That's why, honestly, one of the reasons that Travis was really excited to get down here, give Jerry a chance to drive it. And Friday night, I was at the starting line with you, Paul, and watching Trav just saying, hammer that. I could just read his lips. And he wasn't saying nice words. He's like, Trav says you have to drive a diesel super stock like you're trying to break it, hoping you don't break it. But those things stand at the starting line. It's just stupid awesome. Yep. So then just couldn't quite get on top and let it roll because they like to get him going, but you got to it's just perfect timing. And you kind of have to feel it a little bit. But then came back tonight, made a nice pass. Brandon Bungart did tell me he had the sled setting the exact same for the pros and the diesel supers. So, a diesel super weighs 2,000 pounds less than a pro, but it was kind of neat to see that distance, similar, if you will, from that point of view. So,
yeah, I mean, having the freedom to do that. And I've told a couple of pullers that when they were talking, I said, we kind of look at this as like a paid test and tune because you're not running for points. You need your first time out. You want to see what you got going on before you get into your points chases. And a lot of people had to make a lot of adjustments because, they were coming out with something new and they decided, let's give it a shot. And then Jerry, Friday night, he had a little bit of time getting it off the line. Saturday, he came out and drove it like he'd been driving it for years. I mean, he took off, started, and was gone. Just a great pass. And that's what is exciting because you get to see them do that, but also it gives them a little bit of a boost to get going for the Grand National season. Travis, if he's not going to be able to make it, he'll let Jerry tear that tractor down to the last nut and bolt. And he's like, I want you to go run it. And, Travis is probably thinking, well, let's see what we can do with points. Now he's like, he's got some passes on it. It's kind of nice to have another driver.
Right. Brad, there are some shirts left over. I spoke with Carrie today. We're going to give us a week or so to kind of get everything done, and then we're going to put the T-shirts up on the website. I'm either going to throw them up on the Beer Money website. I'll work it out with Carrie, but yeah, we're going to have some T-shirts to sell, and they turned out really, really good. Kenzie, do you have your thought?
No, I have the 618.
Oh, representing the 618 Motor Shorts.
Spoiler alert, Brad, we don't have your size. I'm sorry.
Yeah, sorry, Brad. We don't have your size, Brad. Ferrett's Face says, another example of us being family together. We had a graduation party for Brady Ingram after Saturday night. He is now a high school graduate. That's pretty cool. So. Yep.
Those truck guys, they're all right there in a line. And it was great to see all of them. Didn't matter what truck they were driving. They were all together. And we tried to park everybody together.
Adam Wilson forgot to buy a T-shirt. That's because you were too busy promoting the event. And we can't thank you enough, Mr. Wilson, because you are a rock star at promoting, sir. So. Thank you for all that. And then Brad says he takes an extra small. No, Brad, I've met you in person. You're not an extra small. Not that you're a big feller like Roos, but you're no extra small. So, Charles, what's your biggest takeaway from the weekend, from the whole event? Just knowing how this all started and just we got Clint's going to join us in about 15 minutes. I kind of want everybody to talk a little bit. And like I know you're a little bit late. You said you're going to be late, which is you always open up for me half the time. So I appreciate you jumping on as a voice of the Pullers Championship. Just, what's your takeaways from this weekend?
I think the biggest thing for me to see was particularly on Saturday, circling around the pit area and seeing the amount of effort that was going into guys who'd hurt parts on Friday night. And if they thought they could fix it, they were moving heaven and earth to get that machine back in competition. And to see our effort being reflected by theirs, that was pretty cool. It was pretty special. And I made it a point to stop the guys who were thrashing to tell them that thank you for doing this. You could have loaded in the trailer and said, I'm going home, and you didn't.
Was Knox there? Ryan Knox?
He was there. Cameron Neves called him in to rebuild his engine, and they did it.
Oh yeah.
And then did Cameron win Saturday night?
Second, I think.
No, Bunnage won Saturday night.
Okay. Sorry, Bunnage. I know they always watch. I'm probably gonna.
Oh, they
smack me with one of them.
Lisa's gonna beat you up.
Steve put a hell of a pass down on Saturday night. He moved it all the way to the right and said, "Let's go, boys. I'm gonna show you where it's at."
Oh, he rode that line like a.
He did, like
Yep.
he was just
Yeah.
he knew exactly where it was. And I'm sorry, but if you've got big fenders and 30.5s, you think you know where it's at. Yeah, I mean, he's got a really good idea of where it's at because he's been down a track so many times. But he rode that thing.
Yeah. And the tire speed he was turning too. Oh man.
Okay, I heard somebody talking about this Saturday night. The Blake
They did not.
parts. What's the story on that with Red Horse?
They did not flood it accurately.
They cracked their fuel supply pump that feeds the main injection pump, and so they had to go up to Hypermax to get another one to be back for Saturday night.
Hypermax is about it's up by Chicago, of course, and so they flew from, I believe it was Mount Vernon is where they took off from. They flew up to Chicago. Hypermax was at the airport with a part. They got back in the plane, turned around, flew back down, and put it on and made the hook Friday or Saturday night.
Here is their Friday night pass, so we'll just share this. So they were putting their Mitas on. I wasn't on the show last Monday, but I know Charles was asking about them. When they rolled in Thursday afternoon, and here comes a truck with the trailer, and then tires were flipping around, and they put the Mitas on. So I don't know if they were just testing stuff out or whatever, but here's their pass Friday night. The Red Horse diesel super stock from Eckerly, Texas.
You couldn't do it Saturday when he made his run because one of the California modifieds was warming up on the other side of the grandstand. But Friday, when he made that pass with his new tires on it, when he let the clutch out, you could actually hear the tires buzz up into the track. It was kind of cool.
Yep. And if you watch that video, you'll see him kind of stand up a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were trying something new on those tires. They were trying. I believe it was a little bit different cut than what they normally run, and they had those tires shipped. So the Blagrave family, of course, they're from Ackerley, Texas. They've got some really good friends in the Mount Vernon area, so they had those tires shipped to their friends, which was about 30 miles away, and they came up here with the tractor, and then they just jumped in a truck and went over, got the tires, and then they had everything they needed.
For that question on the screen, go to the PolarsChampionship.com and click on results, and you will find your happy spot there. We want people to go to that website. Thank you for answering that, Brad. Dan Holmeister made new friends ready for next year. So Dan's got his beer money hat on, and I like that. That was one of the fitted hats that Roos wanted me to make years ago. Did a red one and a green one and a yellow one. Ference Fake spent time with the Red Horse team from Texas. Awesome. Folks, Ginger Snap Customs. Thank you again. It was great to meet them. Watch him from St. Louis instead of Rigma, Michigan. So these must be flying home, or what? What's he got going on, Charles?
He works for a tier 1 auto supplier, and they've got a plant in the St. Louis area. He was out at the plant last week, flew home Thursday night, drove to our event Friday, hung out with us Friday, Saturday, and then drove to St. Louis to be there for another week again this week, and then he'll come home on Friday, I think.
Okay. Yeah. If any of you are watching the show right now and you went to the pool this weekend or watch the live stream, put some feedback in the comments as well. It's always good to see that. So Russ Dostal came all the way from Nebraska. He said he bought 17 shirts. So I think that's pretty
Nice.
cool. I was looking through all of his comments up here.
Yeah.
Cody, what was your takeaway from the weekend, big guy?
We had pullers from coast to coast and everywhere in between. And I mean, that was a lot of fun how often have you seen a pro stock tractor class that's got that much color in it? And able to, and then just reiterate how much everybody's just working together. It was a lot of fun and be a part of everything. Great facility, great people we worked with. There's some people I've never worked with before, so it was a lot of fun to get to know them better. And Misty was great.
And, and you love track markers.
Oh, we hate track markers. We know how to do it now, but we will never want to do it again.
I forgot to bring those home with me so that I can make sure we can use them next year.
I have them. They're
Okay,
not
good.
going anywhere.
Yeah.
Well, and then
I'm just glad that nobody put the date on there because I would have been really mad if we had to do it again.
We would have covered it. We would have covered it with just the date.
We get real good with the razor blade, let me tell you.
Yeah.
one of the guys with Newswanger said that he said we put a top on him, then he put like a stake down through there because when that wind picked up Saturday night, they went flying. But what Cody's referring to is we made our track markers about Friday, about 5 hours before the pull. So, and Cody and Charles and all of them were in the shop, and it was kind of funny. I actually should have went live on that, but where was I, Paul? I was probably doing a mortgage, so
Probably.
Thank you for sparing us the embarrassment of looking like total idiots doing that.
You guys had a process going there once you finally got down to it. It was a lot better than when it started, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Couldn't hear the interviews was odd. Could hear the announcers, but not really the people being interviewed.
Well, that's a common problem because we're loudmouths, so we talk loud, and the pullers generally don't. You whip out a microphone or a camera in their face, and they run. You're lucky you get them to even look at it, let alone talk into it.
Yeah, they tend to want to back away from that, and sometimes you got to swallow that thing. But we did find out that we have a bank of speakers that wasn't working right there, real close to the tower. So that's already being fixed. Again, things like this is what we need feedback from the fans, from the pullers. Let us know, and we will get some stuff taken care of. The scale was a little bit of an issue on Friday night, and of course, you'll have cobwebs on Friday night on your first night. We learned a lot Friday night. We applied different people to different places and moved things around. Saturday the flow was a lot better, but still room to improve. So fans, if you have anything like that, let us know what you saw, good, bad, right, wrong, and different. We want to know what you think because, as Jason said at the beginning of the show, we're going to do this again next year.
We're going to do this every May. So just get ready. Brad Holzhauer is amazing. The guy's amazing. And he's got our back. And I said this at the drivers' meeting Friday night and Saturday night. Without Brad, none of this would be possible. There would be no Pullers Championship. There would be nothing. And he gives us the confidence. And he already told me next year, just plan on it. So he sent me a text message this morning, and that it's nice when you see his name pop up on your phone, and he's like, "Good job, fellers. I got your back." And I know Paul was down there today, and that felt good because I'm disappointed in the crowd Saturday night. I really thought that place would be sold out. I know it was better than Friday, and I know it was growing. And I know there's planting a lot of excuses, but I'm telling you that it's going to be a great event. It's going to be a great event, and I guess we got to pick up our marketing a little bit better and let more of the locals know. I don't know. I don't want to be negative, but that's really from a pull. I feel the pull ran just smooth. I mean, it's never going to be perfect. I mean, Toma's not perfect, and that's like one of my favorite pulls in the whole world. I guarantee. But for our first year and for just a bunch of clowns, no pun intended, not referring to that one dink that we didn't give a media pass to. Oh, that's right. I wasn't going to be negative. For the most part, just happy. And I just want more people to enjoy that. We're doing it for the pullers. And the more of you that come and buy that live stream, we're giving all the money back to them. And I think everybody understands that, but I feel like we need to keep saying that over and over and over again. So
a lot of the feedback I heard from the competitors themselves in the pit area leads me to believe that actually the biggest evangelicals we're going to have in this deal is them. Now that they've been there once and seen it and seen how it went, they're going to spread the word like, hey, you need to do what you got to do to figure out how to get into this thing.
Yeah,
we need to get this thing, and I put this on our chat today. We need to make this thing so big and so popular that freaking Brandon Simon will park the planter when he has 90,000 acres to plant to say, screw it. I mean, that's what I want. I mean, I think 10,000 is kind of the new number for winning, right? Because Wagler's done it with the pros, right? Out there.
Brad's done it.
Yes.
And then Brad's done it. And then Connie did it, right?
Yep.
So, I mean, I feel like that's the new benchmark if we can get above that. And, there's only one way to find out, and we're not going to give up on it. That facility is great, you guys. It's a great facility.
I'll go this far without naming names. I had one puller, very big puller, that said if we could do
like
something
big in
like
size
this,
or big in nature.
big in the pulling world.
Okay.
He said, if we could do something like this 5 or 6 times a year, he's like, this could be a game changer for us because we could still come and pull. Even though the attendance wasn't what we hoped for, we know that it's going to grow. But he's like, if we could do this 5 or 6 times a year, he said we could stay home and get some stuff done. We're not pushing our equipment that hard. He said, if you want to chase points, you can. But he's like, the concept of it, he said, is very, very solid. And he said, you guys have got the facility. He's like, this could turn into something really big.
It's going to. And that's not hype. That's legit. Rust Ostol. Yeah, right. Give us what's your takeaway from the weekend, big guy?
It's a good show. It was not fat guy approved weather, so it was not quite what we ordered, and I apologize for that as the token fat guy in this group. We'll work on it again for next year. But no, it was a good show. It was. I can't add much to what the rest of these guys have said. The camaraderie, the helping each other out so that they could compete for about 20 seconds a night. The life lessons, all of that. It was awesome. So,
Brett Berg farming, right, Charles?
Berg had to go farming, and as of yesterday morning, Corporal's engines were spread all over the shop because he doesn't have enough parts to put them together.
Yep. There's one of our pullers right there, Jeremy.
Oops, we're at. Oh, great, yeah. Because he flew home. I think he said he was flying home Sunday. So.
Yep. Flew from California. One of our other California puller.
Yep. That's another team right there. They had a thrash to get, fix that left front motor after it popped the charger off. And so I don't even know if I could count how many teams had things that they worked on in the pits, whether just in their haulers or they brought to the shop. There was a ton of them that were like, we're gonna work on this. I saw exhaust manifolds off, getting welded up because they weren't getting the boost. They had a little crack in it. I saw basically a new intercooler install. I saw a belt that came off that wrapped around a shield that they were trying to straighten out. Just all kinds of stuff. I saw connecting rods in the shop that had to be shaved down because they couldn't quite clear the cam. There was a brand new connecting rod. I mean, and that's what's nice about this facility. We have we can do some of this stuff and help guys get that going, and it was fun to do, really.
Yeah, if you're going to break, Nashville's not a bad place to do it.
Yeah, it's like go to the shop. We should just put somebody in there. It's like the guy in Louisville that sits at the end and takes your money and does all that stuff on there. So.
Yeah, sometimes people have to have their new Corsa data monitors mounted in their tractor.
Hey,
yep, that's
a
thing.
I had Cody there, and I knew a guy named Paul Romack. So that kid that we sat on your lap when you were putting the dash on, he didn't. Charles, I posted that picture. He didn't know what to do. His dad was like, he was just like, oh
yeah. I did see that. You couldn't.
It was
awesome.
Yep. Parrish took an intercooler Friday night, I believe. Charles, can you back me up on that?
I actually don't know, and they got out of there before I could talk to Rhett and find out what the story was. I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like I heard in the pits that something in the cooler didn't turn on, and they didn't want to melt it. So.
I was looking at the photos, and Rhett was taking a shower the entire way down the track.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
I spoke with Rhett, and of course, as we're talking about this, we have another hook at Nashville less than 3 weeks from now. It's Champ Tour Pro Stock hook, and their plan is to be there. So they'll get it turned around.
Oh, yeah. For sure. Yeah, that's it's back in Nashville June 3rd and 4th, right?
Yes. So, another 2-day hook.
Speaking of Texas did pretty good at the Pullers Championship, don't you guys think?
Yes,
they did.
So
they made a statement.
Nelson ran away with the 2-wheelers, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Did he
dominated
take and win both nights?
Yes, he did. He got the bonus.
And then Neves got second.
Second overall.
Graves got second.
And we're missing somebody?
Yeah, Blake Graves ended up second, and then I think that was it for Texas.
Okay.
But you start talking Texas, you're in outlaw territory. Then there's some other
there's
ones
more.
in there. Doug Meisinger taking the super
Diesel
diesel
Super. That's what I can't believe
Yeah.
that's Scrappy. Duh.
He
I talked
showed
to him and Jeanette forever.
that machine is legit.
Yeah.
Yes, he did.
Somebody told me tonight that's not even his new Charger setup yet for this year.
No,
I believe that's
not.
correct.
That's awesome. Bring it.
It's a good win. Good win. You better step it up. You better make sure those Chargers are fresh.
Yeah, for sure. Well, we're gonna go back to my buddy Clint Metting right here. Doug Borth and I are flying down Thursday night to hang out with Clint in Nordheim, Texas for the Mayfeast Shootout Truck and Tractor Pull. Everybody knows Clint. He has the bulletproof lock. What is it? Bulletproof. What do you call your tractor?
Bulletproof buck.
Come on,
buck.
Phil. Bulletproof buck.
Do you know how many tractors I've seen in the last 3 days? And I'm tired.
Same amount as pretty much everybody on this panel.
Yep. But Clint's my friend, and I forgot the name of his tractor. So I feel like a tool. So jerk alert.
You're good. You're good.
Well,
You
Clint,
get
let's
back
talk
with-
about Nordheim this Friday, Saturday night, Texas Truck and Tractor Pulling Association. Both nights, Saturday during the day, we're going to run some guard tractors in the morning, some little mini rods, and then we're going to do a local pull. Talk about Nordheim. Talk about your event. Mention any sponsors, Clint. Let's get some more people there, buddy.
All right. Well, we're getting everything ready. We were up yesterday at the hall. The hall is the track is as hard as a slab of cement. So we're ripping it open and getting some water in it so we can have some good sub moisture by the weekend. Everything's going good. We've got a lot of stuff to do. Don't have a lot of help, but I've dedicated the whole week. Going to pull my guys off at the end of the week to help fine tune everything, and looking forward to seeing y'all. Y'all will be in Thursday night or Friday morning, or when are you going to be here?
Thursday afternoon, we're landing in Houston, and I got to rent a car, and I'm swinging over to see you. So
Okay,
is
good.
that about 2-hour drive from Houston?
Yeah, probably about 3.
Okay.
The way you drive, it might be 2.
Okay. Well, whatever. We'll figure it out. So.
No, it'll be good. I think Josh is coming sometime Friday by lunch. Everything's kind of coming together. I don't have a list of the sponsors here in front of me, but we've done really well. I think I talked to my secretary earlier today. We're a little over 22,000 on sponsorship, so
Nice.
that's pretty good. That's going to get us way on down the road. The weather looks good. That's always a big concern in Nordheim. Man, just every year it can be. Well, it's dry as heck, and we're in kind of a serious situation. But there's some stuff they're talking about Monday. Looks like we're going to maybe get by this year with good weather. So that's the main thing that we need. Last year we were setting ourselves up to probably have the best Saturday since 2009. We've been doing this thing since 2009, and it's 2014 up until last year I think was our best year, and then it kind of dropped a little bit, but we started doing the billboard advertising and doing a few things different, and brought Jason and Beer Money Pulling Team on board. And I don't know exactly what part of it, if it's a little bit from everything or it's mainly the internet, but whatever we did last year worked. But we just had rain chances, and it was raining within 15 miles of us all the way around, just flooding. And we missed it, and we got the show pulled off, and then it rained 2 or 3 inches that night. But, that obviously hurts your crowd when you're right around the corner, neighboring town, and it's pouring down. And why in the hell would you want to get in your car and drive to Nordheim when you're almost guaranteed it's not going to happen? So, but we actually still had a pretty good show. So everything's rolling right along. We got a lot to do yet this week, but come Friday night, we're going to be ready to go.
Yeah, last year we had some rain in the afternoon, and all the TTPA guys were down there kind of watching the starting line, because I think we were sending out the little V8s first. And I went and grabbed a couple of the farm tractors that pulled during the afternoon, and I said, send those big old girls down the track. And then we broke it up a little bit, and And then everybody saw that. Oh, okay, let's get this show started. So
No, they're always kicking around and milling around, and I've had them before where they're all thinking about loading up, and then I'll go crank the dozer up. I'll blade about 6 inches off the track, and then they're kicking around, and they're like, "Oh shit, he's going to make this thing work." So there's been a couple of times to where it's just rained, to where I couldn't make it happen. But we've never had a complete rain out. We've always got one of the 2 days in, and we'll do whatever it takes to make that happen. We stick way too much in it not to. So I think we're going to be good. The forecast looks real good. It has been looking good. It's still looking real good. It's going to be hot, but it looks like we could have 25 to 30 mile an hour winds blowing. As long as we got some breeze blowing, that's the main thing.
So here is Clint. This would have been Saturday night 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Here is the bulletproof buck here. He breaks out the pro stock for the hometown fans. I'm going to play this video for you quick. This is in Nordheim. That is track, hometown track. The beautiful tractor there. That's how everybody knows Metting. They all love that tractor. So
I need something famous to make people remember me. They don't know me, they just know the tractor.
Hey, that's okay.
That's
it's better than being in jail or something like that.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
That's the only way anybody knows Charles. We just put him up there on the big screen like that. So
That's it.
just grab your face, zing him around a little bit. So is Connor driving home right now?
Yeah, he actually was over at Cole's Ijex getting some chemical to spray some grass with, and been on the road. He was stopping and putting out posters, and he's all about this pulling stuff. So he's been doing all the groundwork, him and Conley, to get the posters out, get all the we do I don't know if it's a 4x8 or whatever it is. We do some small mini posters that we put on the countertops at a lot of the businesses. A lot of times, and they're made to where you can pick them up and take them with you, kind of like a postcard, but a little bit bigger.
Nice.
As a reminder, and businesses have a lot better acceptance to let you lay those on the counter. A lot of places it's hard to get the big posters put up. But anyway, between where they would let us put the big posters and they're hammering down with the little cards, and yeah, he ought to be home any minute. I can only imagine what speed he's driving because he wanted to get on tonight. So I told him, I said, just be careful, and he should be here any minute. But
he's on here right here, but I muted him because he was making a lot of noise. Connor, can you hear us?
Yes.
How fast are you driving right now?
I'm doing the speed limit. I'm doing 60.
Good boy.
That a boy. Are you almost home, Connor?
I'll be home in about 5 minutes.
All right, I'm going to mute your butt then, okay? See you in a little bit. So, Clint, the first time I rolled in a Nordheim, we hung that right, and I looked down the path, and where in the hell am I? How big is Nordheim? What's the population?
I got an updated figure today. I don't know when they've changed the number on the sign, but we're 307 strong.
And this event, you guys, is out in the park, and they have barbecues. I mean, it's a hoot. They have raffles. I mean, it's a freaking festival. I mean, it's a shootout. It's a May feast. And talk about your dance hall. It's so cool, Clint.
Yeah. So that's what the whole event is based around. Years ago, when I started, Lynette and I started helping with the cook-off. We've been doing the cook-off since the late 90s, I guess. But that's just been one part of it. I don't really know if it's their main fundraiser, but their main event was the barbecue cook-off, and then they did girls and boys baseball. And they'd start on Friday, and, process of elimination. It was a big deal. They played games I don't know if they played, I guess Friday evening, and then Saturday was huge. They had teams from all over, boys teams, girl teams, but it's like anything that never drew a lot of revenue. And then, I don't know, just, I guess, hell, it was pretty well faded out, when we started in 2009. There might have even been a year or two that we didn't even have that going on. And the cook-off was really our only income. And Lynette and I don't know, it just seemed like we stepped that up. We normally bring in 8 or 10,000 off of that deal, and usually have 35 to 40 teams. It's an open cook. We don't do a sanctioned deal or anything. Get all technical shit. There's way too much. There's too many rules and regulations all week long. What the hell do you need to go cooking and then have some inspector come and check your stuff? So it's on an eye. And everybody seems to like that. Because when you bring in like a sanctioned cook, you run off a lot of the locals that just want to be there for a good time because it becomes too serious. So that's the way we do the cook-off. A lot of people even come cook that do sanctioned cooks just because they like to come to an open cook like this. But anyway, the baseball deal fizzled out, and we started with TTTPA in 2009, and we did our first one. We tried to do 2008, and they were booked for that weekend. And so we started, as soon as we had our meeting and found out that we couldn't get them, we basically started, just probably 6 or 8 of us guys from the club. We basically wrecked the old fencing and whatnot. I bought a load of pipe yard out of Victoria, and we hauled it in there, and we started basically building fence. And we worked, every weekend for I don't know how long, but we basically built the complex that we've got now. It's nothing real fancy, but it really works good. We have a pit area, a grandstand area. We've got it all fenced so we can kind of have crowd control, and it all works real good. But the whole reason we do it is the early 1900s dance hall. It's one of the few originals still around the area, and it takes a lot of money to keep the thing up and going. And so the pool has just grown bigger and bigger, and it gives, there's not a lot of pulling around in our area. So it's really kind of, when we got on the board and I got to be a member, I wasn't even a director yet. I remember we had like $7,000 or $8,000 in our account, and there again, I'm not bragging. I'm just trying to promote the fact that the pool has worked. We've done well. We probably got 30 or 40,000 in our savings now, and we've completely redid the kitchen. Of course, we've had some sponsors from different people to help with that, but all in all, the pool is really, it's our main source of income all year long. And then we rent the hall and stuff throughout the year, which is just enough to help pay the monthly bills. But the pool has turned into, our main source of income for the year. And it just seems like it's, like I said, there's been a few years that I was a little down that we can't draw. I was like, why in the hell can't we draw people in here, And then when I got beer money involved, whatever reason, whatever we've done to go in the right direction, last year we had as big a crowd as we've ever had on a Saturday, on a Friday night, and that was impressive. So if we can do anything close to that this year, we'll do really well again. And I think it's one of the ones, we're early in the year. It's one of the ones that the TTTPA group likes to come to. And so early in the season, to me, has always been good because everybody's fresh and ready to go. You're not broke, or you're not ragged out from running all summer. And so I think we've got a really good spot in the deal. And we usually bring one or both of our tractors and exhibition them. The 830, I don't have the motor back. It's supposed to be in transit, but we will have the 6030 there. We ran it at Columbus. Still got the bigger Charger on it that we ran in Louisville. So kind of figured, what the hell, we never can run that thing outdoors. And we ran it at Louisville, and it made good power. We still need to step up, and that's all in the works to be a little bit bigger and better for next year at Louisville if we get to go back. But so we left everything like it was set, and we ran it outside, and boy, it's something else. We're making close to 4,000 horse with it, and the big boys are knocking on the back side of 5. So it's quite the ride. I haven't got to drive it. I hadn't got to knock Connor out of the seat yet, but my intent is that was the deal. He drove it at Columbus because he was going to be at Disney on his senior trip. But with our health situation, I told Lynette, I said, I want to get him a ticket. We're flying him home Friday morning, and he'll be back. And now he's done kicking around. He said, well, Dad, are you going to feel sorry for me? Are you going to let me drive? And I said, hey, dude, I told you. I said, I'm going to drive Friday night and probably Saturday too. And I don't know what he thinks about that, but we'll see how everything goes. But we're going to run it, and we end up the show with it, and it put on a good show in Columbus.
Well, honestly, Clint, it's good for fans because you don't see a lot of smoke in Texas from where I work. When I've been down there with you guys. I mean, my only Texas pulls have been yours, but a lot of 2-wheelers, a lot of those mod tractors, which are really good. Some diesel trucks, but. Well, I think we have 5 or 6 hot farms. I think the last couple of years. Does that sound about right? Maybe 8.
Yeah.
So.
I think right now, we're running. We've got Bullfrog in the points, and there's been consistently 5 of us. There's probably 8 tractors. There's a Ford being built. There's another Ford that was for sale that been talking with the guy, kind of trying to help him out. That might have gotten bought. That might be here. I know Prairie Performance has done some work on it, Brian, and I talked to him and unless that deal fit, he was going to buy it. It didn't quite exactly fit our deal, but it was close, and so he was going to have it here and run it at the end of the show. So there's some people working on getting some other ones built, and we have a lot of fun with that thing as well. So. Yeah, it's gonna be a good show.
Oh, Connor's home.
Can you hear all my dogs barking?
Clint has pro stocks and like 18 wiener dogs. Or Lynette does. So
what's that?
Every time you go in his toter, they about run at you through the door.
Yeah, I'm on the deal with chasing. Can you get the dogs to shut up? God dang, yeah, when you look at our toter, we got this big nice toter, and you open the rear door and it doesn't have a screen in it. God damn. You might need to mute me.
I got a map up right now of where Nordheim is. You can see it southeast of San Antonio. Down there for the you that are maybe looking for something to do this weekend.
Give me a goodness gracious. That's right. We'll never get broke into and not know that they're at least in the house.
It's good
stuff. So yeah, I mean, the way everything's shaping up, I mean, Shane Lemke's been helping a bunch with trying to line some stuff up. Honestly, I haven't even talked to those guys yet. I talked with my buddy Chad Hahn, and I said, hey, line me some good antiques up again. And
yep.
I'm hoping they've got some tractors lined up. I don't know. Did you talk to the dyno guy?
Yeah, we haven't run him down yet. He hasn't been returning our calls. I don't know if he's mad at me or what, Clint, but if anybody has a mobile wheel dyno they can bring out for diesel trucks, we're not going to charge anything.
Yeah.
They can keep all the money that they collect from the trucks, but we're trying to grow the Saturday during the day show. Last year we had some nice antique tractors, a couple gas trucks, a couple local diesel trucks, and some farm tractors as well. Is Conley bringing out your guys' John Deere?
Yeah, we got it home last year and the damn thing lost fire, and I've got about as much business owning something with a goddamn spark plug as I don't know what, but I ain't figured out how the damn thing won't pop. The word is, according to my TTTPA guys, Conley's going to make his debut run Friday night. So he's going to run it. He's going to run Bullfrog.
I figured that was.
I ain't quite ballsy enough to turn him loose on the 60-30 with the freaking Louisville setup yet. So we're going to turn him loose on Bullfrog Friday night like we did Connor a couple of years ago.
Well, if you want to watch that 60-30 with that Louisville setup run, Clint, I'd be more than happy. I'll bring my fire suit, or I'd even wear your green fire suit, Metting, if I have to. So
you would look good in green, Jason. I've always
well,
you look good in anything, but
oh, you're just sucking up.
Oh, well, shit. You got to do what you got to do, man.
Right.
Hey, Charles, you think Dorian might have a wheel dyno?
He doesn't, but he might know who would. I'll shoot him a message.
Might be worth talking to him.
Yeah, last year we had a guy come out. Shane Lipke found us a guy. Shane's loves pulling, and he lives close to the area, and he has an antique tractor, and he helped out. Because I don't know a lot of the local guys down there, but I really want to get this brush pull going for Clint Saturday during the day.
Yeah.
The local pullers then get excited about the big stuff at night. I mean, that's just how it works. We already got the sled there, got the track built, kind of give everybody something to do during the day, and they're pretty excited to be out there. Then they can leave their rigs out there and stuff like that. So
no, we want to grow that and give the opportunity to somebody that might just want to test the water.
Yep.
I'd like to see some more farm stock tractors show up, and the good running antiques. We normally have some Division 2s, Division 3s. The TMTPA puts on a hell of a show. They did really well. We start them at 10, and so Saturday is just a well-rounded, brimming full day of stuff. And we had talked to the guy with the dyno, and he seemed to be all good last year, but I guess I really can't blame him if there's no business. I felt bad that there was nobody else that wanted to put their stuff on there and run it, but it was neat to have him there. He had a first-class setup all the way around.
He did. No, I think he was excited about it. I don't know if we've been able. He's too busy or got something going on this year, Clint. But
yeah, he might.
So
I've heard of some people that want to do it if he's coming. I've had people ask me.
Yeah, Connor said he's had a few people ask that might have seen him and want to get on, and and you don't get on there and do it yourself. He basically puts the truck on and basically booms everything down, and it's done very professional. It's nothing like he's gonna put it on there and just let some young kid jam the gears and see if they can blow their stuff up.
Right.
He's doing a legit dyno. I watched him put on. I was standing there with y'all. He loaded a guy's really nice Dodge Dually and did a very impressive job and kind of gave me an idea of how it all works. So,
yeah. Well, I think it's just one of those things, Clint, that people need to see that it was there, and it would kind of grow year after year, kind of like our Saturday pull during the day as well. So I think that'll grow and grow and grow.
Oh, between Dorian Reyna, Dustin Sterling, and Damon Arthur, I know some guys in that industry down there. I'll try to find you one if I can this week. So
yeah, Charles, that'd be great. Just tell him to call me.
Yep.
Doug said he had somebody call from Kingsville, Texas State, wanting info on diesel street trucks. So that's good. So
yeah. No, I think if we keep up, it's just like the pull itself. My God, we've done this since 2009. How many years is that? Do the math. But there's been, for how long, I'll get a guy to bring me a load of fuel out, and we'll just be making small talk. And I'm like, well, he'll see the tractors, or he'll see the toter, or they'll see something. And, they're like, y'all tractor pulling? I was like, yeah, we go up north and we do one here in Nordheim. He said, really? I was like, dude, we've advertised. I mean, you think you're covering all the bases? And he's like, I've never heard about it. So, some of that stuff just takes a certain amount of time. Hell, this year, I've had a guy, just multiple people come up to us. They'll see our shirts on or the kids' shirts, and we'll be eating at a big restaurant there in Yorktown. And they're like, hey, you're the Mettings? Yeah. Is that good or bad, And I said, oh, y'all are the ones that pull the tractors. And I was like, yes, sir. And y'all do the Mayfeast deal. And yes, sir. And well, we're coming this year. And so, I mean, I think it just takes a certain amount of time for, people to for it to lock in and you get it zoned in that, hey, the third weekend in May, those guys do a pull every year. That the consistency is a big key. You know, and then I had a friend of mine that actually pulls with us. He called me the other day and he said, hell, I was driving to San Antonio and I was going by on Highway 87. And I seen 2 of your banners along the road. We put out like 10, I don't know if they're 4x12 or 4x16, 5, whatever they are, but they're basically big vinyl banners that we change the dates out on every year. And so me and my guys go put those up. Takes about a day to get them all up, but we put them in some real strategic spots throughout 3 or 4 different counties. And then we started doing the digital billboards. But he said, well, I seen your banners along 87 going into Stockdale. And I said, yeah, we're actually working right there. And so he saw the signs, and then he got into Floresville, which is another neighboring town about 2 hours away from us. He said, hell, I saw y'all's ad on the billboard, you know, all in the same day. So I think the digital billboard deal was a good move for us. That seems to be working pretty good.
Good deal. Good deal.
Of course,
So we
the
need
beer deal, y'all reach so many people, you know, that's definitely been a big plus as well. You know, so
Clint's breaking up there a little bit, but we need everybody that's in that southern Texas area, you know, southeast of San Antonio around to head to Nordheim this Friday, Saturday night, Texas Truck and Tractor Pulling Association. If you have any questions, message us on Beer Money. You can message the Nordheim Mayfee Shootout page as well. I think it starts at 6 both nights. Let me look.
7 on Friday.
7. It's 7 on Friday night, and then we're going to shoot for 6:30 on Saturday night, Jason.
Okay. Yep.
Am I still breaking up?
Nope, you're back.
Good. Yeah. So, and then we've got a dance. We do a free dance afterwards. It's really cool. You're going to have to promise me we're going into the dance for a while.
We're going in dance. We're going to go dance.
Oh, man.
Yep.
Yeah.
We're
No,
gonna
it's
go
good.
dance. Sweet.
We've got a guy, Nathan Colt Young, that plays, starts at 9. We try to get we try to start a little earlier. We're going to try to hammer the pull out, get it done by hopefully 10, do a nice crisp show. And then we're going to finish it off with some whiskey and some Nathan Colt Young.
Nice. Well, Clint, let's wrap this baby up. We're trying to keep our show to about an hour now. So anything else you want to say tonight before we let you go?
Thank y'all for having us on, and thank you for all you do for the sport. We watched the Pullers Championship. We'll visit some more, but it looked like that thing went over really well. And we're going to try to be there next year if we can get invited. We just got to step our game up, and that's all in the works. So
Pretty sure you made the fan votes this year, didn't they?
we did.
Yes, they did.
Yep.
We turned them down because I want to be ready. I want to be when we show up, we want to be impressive, and we're close, but we need to go that little extra, and so that's what we're working on.
Yep. Well, Clint, I'm excited to see you. We'll run up to the house Thursday night, and we'll see you soon, buddy.
Sounds good. Thanks for having us on, guys.
See you,
Thanks,
buddy.
guys.
One of the nicest guys. We all know that. I mean, we see a lot of people are nice, but the Mettings are talk about good people right there. They are good people. So, nope. Seriously, we want to wrap this show up around an hour. We're in hour 4 right now. I'm just going to go around the room. We're going to knock out a couple minutes. Oh shit! I forgot to ask Clint what his favorite thing to drive was. I forgot the big ride question. Dang it.
Pull him back in. He's still there.
Is he? Oh, okay. He is. He's drinking milk. Metting.
Yeah,
Metting.
I'm here.
Yeah. So, Rye, do your thing.
Clint, if you could steal the keys to anything and go pulling for a weekend, past, present, what would you whose vehicle would you take the keys to, and where would you pull it, and why?
Oh, man, I'm kind of partial to diesel, like I told you, but I guess if I had anybody's, man, that's a good question. I'd love to take a ride down the track on Don Masterson's Tinker Toy.
It's not a bad idea.
That's not a bad choice.
Yep.
I would wholly agree with that.
I don't know if I could bullshit him enough to say, hey, go ahead and drive. you know you're a good driver. He might say not no, but hell no.
Oh, I think Kevin and Daryl would stick up for you.
Oh, they do. They're good people.
They sure are. Hey,
we-
do me a favor when he's down there, when Jason's down there, would you guys please get him a hat and some boots? Beer Money Nation needs to see this man in some nice pointy toes and a hat.
We do.
Yeah,
I don't think I'm a cowboy, Clint.
man,
I don't think that matters, Jason.
you'd look good in a hat.
All right, I'm not afraid, Betty.
Hey, I know you're not afraid. That's what scares me about some stuff. But
I wore Connor's hat and looked like a complete douchebag in it. You can wear a hat of yours and you can look like however you look.
Get Conley
hey,
on here.
did y'all see?
Get Conley on here.
Hey,
Whoa.
he's in the bus.
Oh, for the love! Put some clothes on, boy.
on Let's Grow Polling. Hey, are you going to drive the hot farm this weekend?
That's a typical answer. He's smiling like a guy.
School today.
Smiling like a Cheshire cat just ate a goddamn dog turd. Hey, Jason.
Yeah.
He was over here trying to get y'all's attention because he was trying to break my concentration, but he's over in his damn underwear and he was mooning me while I was on the phone with you.
You just have to turn the camera around.
It probably wouldn't be the first time that's happened on Beer Money, because remember, we had Brent Roberts' kids on there once.
Yeah.
I mean, we're over here trying to hold a professional show and give Nordheim an A+, and then there I got a damn 15-year-old's naked ass in my face.
Horrible.
All right, Clint. I'm going to see you Thursday, buddy.
I would cut us off after that comment as well.
Look at his face. Kind of froze there. Woo, woo, woo. Get a picture of that. Get a picture of that. Hurry up.
See you, buddy.
Did I get it?
See ya.
Good night, buddy. Talk to you soon.
See you guys.
See ya. All right.
Anyway, let's wrap this baby up. Paul, take us home.
First off, I want to thank all of the sponsors that came on board for the TPC. We could not have done this without you. There's too many to list here. Go to the website. You can check out who sponsored us. We even had some last-minute ones come in during the weekend. So huge thank you to the sponsors. Thank you to all the pollers for coming, for giving us a chance. Everything we've heard so far is pretty positive. We are going to do this again. And then thank the fans for purchasing the live stream or coming in to the show itself. Great turnout for a first year. I wouldn't give us an A, I wouldn't give us an F, but we definitely learned some things, and we're going to make this thing bigger and better next year. And cannot say enough thanks to Brad Holzauer for his support, for letting us do this on his basically on his reputation. I mean, he's got a champ tour hook in less than 3 weeks, and for him to take a chance and say, yeah, I'll let you guys do this and hope that it doesn't turn into a shit show. He was very, very good about that, and we cannot thank him enough for backing us, not only with, hey, we need to do it this way or we need to do that, but here's some money if you guys need it. And
are you sure with all the upgrades he made to the facility, he wasn't just positioning us as the crash test dummies for that?
It very well could have been. And we have already talked about upgrades. We were talking about upgrades that he wants to do for next year while trucks and tractors were going up and down the track or going down the track. So he's always thinking about the next thing and how we can make it better. And he's on board. He's talking about painting those new track walls, and he's considering, putting something in there that says the home of the Pullers Championship. So just thank you to all the sponsors, the fans, and of course, Brad Holzauer for all his support.
That's awesome. Charles?
Thankful for you guys, everybody who pitched in. There's a bunch of people who behind the scenes who were feet on the ground helpful Thursday through Saturday as well. That their name isn't on the website or in any of the promotion, but I know they work their butts off.
Dirk Neerman, Kerry Lowry,
Yep.
Clint Tucker, Jeremy there at the shop, 618 guys. That's just a few of them.
Yeah,
You
there's a
forgot
lot of
Misty.
Yeah, don't forget Misty,
How
because
did
she
you
was
forget Misty?
anytime
Ooh.
we needed anything, she was right there and trying to make it happen too. So it was
Hold
good.
on. No, I have the perfect meme picture for this perfect time. I've been
Yes.
I've been flashing that. That's the first time
No
I actually needed
regrets.
that. So.
Yeah, it was awesome. I'm sad that it's over. I wanted to go again Sunday, throw some more stuff down the track, but we'll just take all the good and the bad, mix it up in a big bowl, and come at you harder next year.
Love it. Bruce.
It was a good show. It was a good show, and special thanks to my wife for giving me the okay to come. A lot of you don't realize this, but it was her birthday on Saturday, and she pushed me to go. I felt guilty as all hell for being there.
And then
but
she had strippers come to the house.
yeah, is that what she did?
I'm just
Okay, Jason.
it's my story. It's my story.
You tell it the way you want, but she didn't change the locks on me, and she was happy to see me when I got home, and I'm very grateful for that.
Love it.
So,
Love it. Cody.
And this weekend, you know what I get to do?
What's that?
I get to go play bags with hay bales.
Cool. I need some video of that on Beer Money.
In Wisconsin at the John Deere Busch Light official can launch event. Should be a rip-roaring good time.
Yeah, can you get some video on Beer Money?
Perhaps. We'll see.
Great. Steve Bunnage had an awesome time. That's awesome.
Steve,
He made a
thank you
hell
for
of a
coming,
pass
man.
on Saturday night. Hell of a pass on Saturday night.
Why don't we show that on the way out? Saturday night?
You can see. I was standing on the line, and you could see it at 100 feet. He hooked, and
I think between his pass on Saturday night and Esden Lemke's, those two runs were a price of admission right there.
Yes, they were.
Yeah.
Oh, don't say that. Now Esden's head's going to swell up and he won't fit through the
Oh, I already told him that face.
Great.
In the check presentation interview, I already told him. So
you're not on Robbie's Christmas card list anymore because he's going to have to
he was standing right next to me. He could have decked me for saying it, and he didn't.
No, but that was his first win too. So I mean, that's kind of a big deal.
Yeah.
I messaged him and I said, Rob told Robbie, thanks for coming, and he said, we like pulling at Nashville. He's taken a fair amount of prize money from Nashville.
So does Nick Gallitz.
Yeah.
He really likes that place.
Yep. Okay, boys. I'm sorry, Cody. I didn't mean to blow you off. I'm just staring at a big 4-inch modified on my screen. So.
Good weekend. The weather held off perfectly. It split like a 2 pair of 8s, and it was a lot of fun. Looking forward to next year. Bigger, better, and better.
Nice photo of the bomb by Ryan DeBrew there.
Yep. Good night, everybody. Let's grow pulling.
From Springfield, Tennessee, Jacob Hoopley and Jeff Pratt. We'll have alcohol fire there. Jerry Nelson coming down with the fire extinguisher. Bernie had a 6th-place finish last night on Friday. Let's see if he can do here on Saturday. I know there's some hell of a big dance here in Nashville tonight. Let's go. So we'll find out. Did you ever see the picture of the wall? With the hole in the wall? I mean, I got pictures of it.
Yeah, just
You cannot walk the leg up over it. I hope you can get it to go, but the first few each sound and first shot will be hit.
yeah. Most of them.
Yeah.
Even when I was looking at the stats earlier,
Doing it, huh?
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. And
I
that
know.
was,
It's,
we'd always have to position.
The right race doctor does not look very
After my turn, click on, I'll double click on CST.
I took 100 off the nose. All right, back in the middle line. Put one in the back. He was the first forward of the evening. Overall, the 9,500 class. We reset the sled at 50 foot. So we wiped his distance out. He drops the bottom. Of course, we are talking about the Wisconsin, Jason Schultz. Also the title sponsor of the first annual Polo Championship, presented by the Schultz Mortgage Team. All right, here comes Jason Schultz. Here's what Singer was doing for the
People of course said like my actual name.
61-59. Our combined distance leader, a big galaxy. She's going to have to go 361 and change. But take a special pass.
Back that sled up!
She's good. She just gave a thumbs up. She gave Jerry Nelson
She is
a thumbs
okay.
up. Tractor's been shut off.
I was gonna go. I can do it.
No. Yeah, it's up to you. We can post it tonight. Which one goes on YouTube? The MB4 or the MTS?
Handler on track, please. Give me the handler out, please. Bring your chain with you.
What's that? Yeah, take your time. I'm not doing shit.
Taking a look at the replay on our video board. See down there about the 150-foot mark. Things started going sideways, and he gets out of the throttle, and the buckboard on the sled stops that tractor from going all the way over. But immediately, Jerry Nelson, our track official, runs up there, and Kelsey gives Jerry the thumbs up. So 2:22.03 will be here. Saturday night distance. Glad to see she's out, doing good. I'm sure she's not happy about that.